fire day, driver. What's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. The road is now a racetrack, threatening life and property, and all the result of that led to death and injury. Inconsiderate driving, this nonsense need to stop. Stop. I'm making it my business to alert all motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws.
29 minutes moving up to the hour. That's 29 minutes moving up to the hour of 9 o'clock. Welcome back to the morning show, and welcome to our conversation for today on the road with yours truly, Inspector Phipps, and Sergeant Henry as well. Our topic for this morning will be defensive driving. That's defensive driving. And, of course, we'll be opening the lines to hear from you guys. If you want to address the topic, you can. Or if there's another concern on your mind, you can share that concern as well, or you might have questions. So the forum will be open in just a bit, but let's hear from the officers. Good morning to both of you, and welcome to the studio once again.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Sergeant Henry.
Good morning, GQ. Good morning to listening audience via the radio and internet. Good morning, Inspector Phipps. As GQ said, we'll be talking about defensive driving, and you can also say safe driving. Defensive driving describes the practice of drivers who consciously reduce the danger associated with driving. Defensive driving technique reduces the likelihood of a collision of incident and can even save costs related to vehicle maintenance and fuel consumption by driving smoothly and steadily. Awareness is the key to defensive driving, ensuring you are aware of potential hazard and other road users' action around you, enabling you to take proactive action to avoid an incident, to enable you to anticipate hazard. Look 15 seconds ahead, giving yourself time to react. Don't trust those around you to make good decisions. Give yourself and drivers around you plenty of time and space. This means keeping a 3-second gap when following another vehicle. Do not tailgate other vehicles, as this will remove the opportunity for ample time and space to react any sudden changes. So if the person in front of you have to stop suddenly, you have enough time to react and you wouldn't cause a collision. As we say, many collisions can be avoided. For example, imagine the situation where another vehicle has run into the rear of your car. It is likely that this could be avoided had you left more space between you and the other person. This type of defensive driving technique may have given you the option to move forward or to pull out of the way. So if you see GQ vehicle in front of you and you tailgate him, for example, some maintenance problem happened to his vehicle and he had to stop sudden. Once you have that gap between you and that vehicle, you have enough time to move out of the way or to stop sudden. And this could avoid a collision. And many accidents right now we are seeing are these kind of accidents.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody tailgates somebody and somebody had to stop sudden, you run into the person, you say, oh, the person didn't have an indicator, but even if they don't have an indicator and you left a space between you and them, you can stop.
Okay.
So whether the person indicates yes or no, you know you have ample time to stop your vehicle. I will stop there for now and let the inspector
continue.
Yes.
Okay, just gonna iterate what Sergeant Henry has just said in terms of defensive driving. And I will break it down much simpler. In other words, defensive driving is driving while being alert or aware of your surrounding. And this not just goes for you, the driver, but for other drivers. In other words, you are not driving for yourself, but you're driving for other drivers and other road users. And it is very important to stay focused. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the steering wheel while the vehicle is in motion. I will give you 4 essential points as it relates to defensive driving, what each driver must be must be. First, you have to be alert and focus. Anything can happen on the road when you are driving. That is why you must always be alert and sensitive to the surrounding environment, including be aware of mistakes made by other drivers. For this reason, avoid excess driving distractions, for example, on your cell phone or playing with the cassettes or some other form of distractions on your dashboard. Also, you must be aware. Awareness means being aware of your driving ability and how healthy you are and fit you are to drive. If you are feeling sleepy, it doesn't make sense because you are putting other road users' life in jeopardy. And once you are fit, and if you are unfit, you won't have that reaction time to, if you see a driver ahead of you, probably you won't have that time to press the brakes or to maneuver to avoid a collision. Also, attitude. Attitude is also needed when you are driving. As a driver, you shouldn't be selfish or provocative. That is, you shouldn't just driving for yourself, and you should not interfere with other drivers. You have some drivers who just drive up alongside and say one or two things. Remember, the road is not just for you, but it's for other road users. And as I say, the life you save can be your very own. So please have that driving attitude. You remember, you're not driving for you alone. You have passengers in your vehicle, other persons on the ground. So please. Also, we have anticipation. Your anticipation ability is required when you are on the road. As we know, many things can happen, as I said earlier, while driving. So it is best to position your vehicle in a way where you can see straight ahead. It doesn't make sense that you overtake 1, 2, 3, 4 vehicles and you cannot see ahead of you. You have to wait until your sight of line is clear, and then you could overtake. You will have time to see what's ahead of you, and okay, it is safe to overtake.
You'll stay here for now?
Yes, I'll stay.
All right. We're going to open the lines now, 465-2555. That's 2555. For those of you overseas, 718-577-2916. Sonny Boy, good morning to you. I just recognized your message to you. Glad that you're watching and enjoying the show. Good morning to you. You're live.
I'm live.
Yes, you are live and lively.
Good morning, Inspector GQ.
Good morning, Culture.
Yeah, and my other two superior colleagues. Good morning.
Good morning, Culture.
Yes, as usual. Now let me talk about the defensive driving. That defensive driving has come into operation many, many years ago. And you know how I observe that? Because of the don't care, reckless, non-insurance, non-licensed drivers, a lot of them on the road. And so, a lot of them who know what they should do from what they should not do, they are doing the ignorance and causing other people to run off the road, put up on sidewalk, run over hillside, all because they do not comply with the rules and regulations of the road. So there is where the defensive driving has to come into operation for many years, and it is sad to see innocent, law-abiding citizen people using the road and these ignoramus people causing them the vehicle to mash up and end up in the hospital bed. So I wish they could stop it, and they would only stop it when police see them and don't give them no chance. No chance at all. How can anyone overtake on a hill, on the top of a hill, and they don't know what's coming up? That is like you going on a car now, a curve, and you expect to go on free. You don't know what round you're coming up. And this thing about driving too close behind the one in front of you, that is only common sense they need to use. Simple. One time a man was running another man, and the one in front could not get away. And he decided, you know what I'm going to do? I can't go left, can't go right. The man struck down on the road one time, brap, and the man so close behind him, boot up on him, tumble over and broke his neck. So that could happen to people who drive too close behind vehicle. When you are in front, stop, brap, bam, you boot up. That's all I have to say today. You all, thanks for listening.
Thank you, caller.
Any response to culture, or we can take another call?
We'll take another call.
Good morning, you're live.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just speaking of defensive driving. When accidents occur, do you make a record in terms of which age group is involved in the accident? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I am asking you, when accidents occur, do you make a record of which age groups get into these accidents?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, let's take another call. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Mr. GQ.
Hey, good morning. What's up?
I'm good, and good morning, Inspector, and good morning, Sergeant.
Good morning, Wilson.
Yes, I've been a while I haven't called into the program, but I think this topic is a timely topic because it's something that is happening regularly, especially this person is tailgating. Is that you call it?
Tailgate, yes.
Yeah, it is very dangerous. I personally don't like it. If I realize somebody is coming close behind of me, I basically try to either pull over to the side or let them pass. Come in, Thompson. But it's something that is happening on a regular, and it's causing a lot of accidents. And as the inspector says, in relation to driving, you have to take a lot of things into consideration. But a lot of the inexperience, I have to put it that way, they just feel like it's just driving fast and that's it. But driving entails a lot of different things in relation to being focused. And this drinking and driving, that's a no-no. And I find a lot of persons go to parties and they don't have a designated driver and they feel they can control, and then rightly, as the inspector said, the life you save could be your very own. So persons need to take a lot of things into consideration. But as I said, this topic is very, very timely, and a lot of persons hope that they do make the changes in their driving habits so things can be much better on the road of the Federation of Sinkers and Navies. Thank you very much.
Thank you much for your call.
You're welcome.
Good morning, you're live.
Hey, good morning.
Yes.
Morning. GQ, good morning. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning. Yes.
That seems to be a very interesting topic, defensive driving. And then you have to say, what do you consider defensive driving? And also, does the Department of Traffic, for example, in North America, they have defensive driving courses that drivers can go and participate in these defensive course driving skills, which we will consider watching videos, see how 99% of the accidents occurred, things of that nature. So it is good to talk about it, but are you guys going to put a system, a training course? Because it's easy, it's online, you could adapt something and modify it to fit kids and start to introduce that. Somebody will make some money out of it. Honestly, somebody, insurance will make, because if you have defensive driving skills, it could also minimize, it could reduce your insurance skill, premium also, because it teaches you, give you the skills and the art. And there are people who knows about it, because I have to do it a couple of times in this case of a course. So I'm talking about it from experience. I know what it's all about, and it is very important. And there are certain tips we can share with you guys that you could publish to drivers. Tailgating is a very, 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 very prime accident. The second one, especially night, highlight, high beam. It amazed me that we have so many street lights and guys still using high beam, where you could see. High beam is for difficult areas where you cannot. The visibility is very poor. And then I see guys with fog lights. Fog lights is supposed to be used in a foggy area. We don't have fog lights down. We don't have fog down here. We don't get fog down here, dark areas and things. And I think sometimes people use the wrong set of lights. You understand me? On the vehicle, especially these pretty color lights. We call LED lights. You know what I mean? I think that's something. If you're going to talk about defensive driving skills, these are things you all have to clean up first, because these are prime cause of accidents, especially nighttime when guys have high beam in your eye. So thank you all very much, and it's a great topic, and let's take your comments after me.
All right, man. Thank you. Any response? Or you want me to move on to the next caller?
I will respond. Thank you, caller, for that call and also for that information that you're giving us. Yes, we will be looking into it. We can have classes for defensive driving. Yes, because as I said, we have a lot of accidents that happen with tailgate. And it's not only that. You're also supposed to let the other drivers know of your intention, what you're about to do. So if you signal early, the person will behind you will know that, okay, I'm turning here, I'm stopping. So sometimes we stop and we don't signal. So all of this is very important. Yes, the high beam, yes, because sometimes some people driving and they have their bright light in front of you. Sometimes when that happens to me, I will stop. Because as you said, that cause accident. And if somebody have on the high beam, you cannot see what is coming. Or, so for instance, somebody is passing on the road, you won't be able to see. So as you said, persons who is driving at night, dim your light. Yes, we have a lot of lit areas. Okay, White Gate is not lit. So, okay, then I could see you put on your bright light was there. But we have a lot of areas that are lit. So if person dim their light, we can be better. Remember, you have to use the road for you and other person, not you alone. Okay. Yes.
And while we're on that too, we would have gotten some calls where a number of drivers are driving on their fog lights and not driving with their headlights on. We're appealing to all. Use the appropriate lights when necessary.
Good morning. You're live.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
GQ.
Yes, Fox.
And Inspector
Inspector Phipps, Sergeant Henry.
Sergeant Henry. In addition to what you all have spoken about with defensive driving, the other thing that could be taken into or should be taken into consideration, such as the individual who is driving, you got to know your vehicle and be familiar with your vehicle. The length of your vehicle, weight of vehicle depends on the type of vehicle you're driving. The weight of the vehicle, that has to be taken in consideration for braking and other things. The road condition at the point in time of day, whether it's wet, whether the road area has gravel and things like this, these are things that also have to be taken into consideration. When overtaking, in the night, normally you'll flash a light, but you should indicate to the person that you're going to, the person in front of you, that you're going to overtake, because they don't know what you're thinking, and they, at the same time when you're thinking and overtaking, they might be pulling out or something like that. So therefore, using your lights or using your horn as an early warning device, all these are good and vital information for defensive driving. Going around a blind corner, I see this happen all the time. People pass you in a blind corner. People pass you at the crest of a hill, going over a hill. And there are times that, that causes you to, because an oncoming vehicle, you don't know, they don't know. So most of the time, you who are playing it safe end up to either run off the road or something like that. So in addition to all of this, these are some vital information that should be taken into consideration. And that's my 2 cents for today.
Thank you, Carlo.
Good morning. You're live.
Good morning, Mr. Liebert. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Very well. And Miss Sophia Henry, good morning to you.
Good morning, Carlo.
I do know, based on my understanding, Mr. Colin Fitz, Inspector, is not in the studio, but I haven't heard a voice. In fact, I just tuned in. But thanks for accepting my call. I have an observation, especially those who just recently are giving license to drive on the road. The fact is they have instructors who would have teach them for a length of time, A, per hour or 2 hours. But is there any prep putting into these people who are being taught to learn to drive, ready for them when they get their license? I do know from the 27th of March, 1981, that's when I got my driver's license. A lot of things may be implemented new based on the theory of the test that everybody who have to do before getting on the road. I'm wondering if there is such method of what can be a procedure through a prep talk of the instructors and from the Department of Traffic be applied to that test that they have to do. For example, if someone get a puncture, what is to be done? Where can they find a jack? What should be applied? Indicators should be used readily, appropriately. All these things are things that are helpful to these young or first-time driver's license. And I say first time because you can go for a driver's license test several times, depending on the grade of license that you may want to hold. That's when I say first time. But I'm wondering if all these things are anything that can be done in terms of implementing to the test for them to do to significantly have some ideas what it is to be done if there is such takes place on the road. Because there's a lot of normal road driving, I'm telling you, believe me, may not even know where to find the jack. May not even know to do if something takes place, how mechanically, if there are sound, if they are that mechanically minded about things of an engine, when, if it breaks down, B, if it overheats, C, if looking at the monitor and all these things. These are the little things that I believe that I see obviously can be done, might be a help, could be implemented to that test that they have to do. I am only making suggestions for things that I see based on my observation and understand. I thank you for listening and have a good day. Goodbye.
Thank you for your call.
Thank you, caller. Yes. We can look into that, but with signaling, that is one of the, I know that is one of the questions for sure. When it comes to maintenance of the vehicle by the jack and where to find that there, I think that is something that each person should know. Once you buy a vehicle, that's the first thing you're going to look for. You're going to look for those things in your vehicle. For us to come and teach that, I wouldn't say that is something for us to teach people. When it comes to signaling, I know the instructors teach you, because when you go on the road, you have to use the hand signal, you have to also use the one in the vehicle. But after we get our license, we know that is out the door. We don't signal anymore. We drive as we like. But once you're teaching someone and you go for the license, I know those things are being taught. Also, when it comes to maintenance, I won't be able to say that we can teach that, because I don't know how to change a tire, as I said last week. So I can't teach somebody what I don't know.
I know some of the instructors, they give the students pep talk after they pass their road test. Also the officers, when they bring out the certificates to the students, they too give them some pep talk. One or two of the instructors also do videos of the students, and of course I normally hear some of them give them the do and the don'ts, and continue to do this and continue to do that. But as Sergeant Henry said, it's left up to the person to get themselves familiarized with their vehicle, as we spoke about it last week.
All right, let's go back to the phone line. Your life, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Dick. Good program. But these people who get their license, all right, when they see you want to pass the road, they want to stop, and this thing come up that you could walk. And looking at last week and this week, I was watching a police vehicle went up Stapleton in the night, and he only had one light behind. He was supposed to have a light that to indicate where he going in front, but behind he didn't have only one light, one them gray pickup. So you all must put your things in order too, how you all want us to put things in order. Because if you are break the law with one light behind and other people got it one behind, you are going to charge them or do something with them. So you all must follow the code of rule to take care.
Thank you, caller, for your concern. We'll definitely look into our vehicles and ensuring that the brakes lights and all the necessary lights are working.
Good morning. You're live.
Good morning. I am hoping that one of these days those statistics will be provided to the general public, because that could be very instructive. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for your call. and your input. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Politics.
And good morning to the inspector and the sergeant there.
Good morning, sir.
My input this morning that I want to know if when anyone get in accident, especially some of these accidents will look impossible, I want to know if you are the test the guy in the alcohol or test by drugs or something. Because some of these accidents, I want to know how they just get a call. I saw an accident up the village. A man went into a lady fence. He's a straight, he never come down up, a straight on the road he going. He got a cup wall there. And I want to know how that vehicle get up the cup wall and went in the lady fence and break it down. So I just want to know if you all test these people if they got in drugs or they got in the alcohol or whatever. Because I believe most of these accidents were happening, you know. These are cause these things, you know. Because a lot of young men and people smoking and drinking at the same time. You understand? So I believe that you are supposed to look into these breathalyzer things very serious. Because when these men got in the alcohol and they got in the drug, and they run into anybody's place or run into anybody's children and kill them, you know, it's a disaster for the country. And you're showing good at all and looking good at all. So I want you all get out there, get the breathalyzer and the drugs test, and save these people. And if they happen to that, you take the license for 2 years or something. If you find them in that state. All right then.
All right.
Thank you, caller. Your concern are noted, and we look into it.
Good morning, you're live. All right, let's try the next caller. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning. I'm calling from Sandy Point. Something I want the police to do for me. When you come around Fridays, we have people, old people, young people who can't walk good, who could walk fast, who could walk slow, across by the bank in Sandy Point. And them vehicle coming from the country, coming across like they're going to go out of fire, they got an emergency. Friday I was down there and you have a red bus and you pass across like you're on a race course. So you got to do something before something happens there. And anything happens there, going to be a load of problems. Because on the right hand side going on, you have a daycare. And when they lose track there, you know where they're going. And a lot of children in there, so you got to do something. Please, I'm asking you to do something about that. Check it out.
Okay, caller, we will do.
I'll take our final call for the morning. You are live.
Hello, JQ. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny Boy.
I'm calling you from New York. JQ. I want to call a comment about defensive driving in North America. In New York, you only have defensive driving if you're on punishment, if you had an accident and the judge recommend you for defensive driving. And one other thing, ask the inspector and sergeant, the driving manual in New York said you're supposed to be 3 car lengths behind another car. How high you have to follow in St. Kitts and Nevis? I listen off here.
Thank you for your questions and your concerns, Sonny Boy. Sergeant Henry, Inspector Phipps, which one of you will address that?
I will say the same, the 3 car lengths, which is 45 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the distance.
Okay.
That's good enough distance for you to see the other vehicle in front of you, wherever they're signaling. So I would agree with the three car lengths.
Okay. Any final words from any one of you this morning as we get ready to wrap up today's program?
The lady who called about the police vehicle with the one rear light. The lighting on motor vehicles as 15.06 states, all motor vehicles other than motorcycles are required to have a minimum of 2 headlights in the front and a minimum of 1 rear light to the rear.
Okay.
So the 1 rear light, it is okay.
Okay. According to the law.
Yes, as 15.06.
Okay. Inspector?
Well, I will leave this for all. As a defensive driver, you must always drive with genuine concern for your own safety and that safety of other road users.
Safety first, speed next, slow down. It's not going anywhere. Drive to survive. Don't drink and drive. Don't be a fool. Respect the traffic laws. Good morning and God bless you all.
God bless you too, and see you all next week. Stay tuned. Our 9 o'clock report is up next.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. How much more tragedy we have to endure to face the reality. Less is safer than more.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more. The Grange Healthcare Facility is simply the best place to satisfy your needs. It is the first of its kind in St. Kitts, situated just 7 miles out of Bastia, with beautifully landscaped grounds in serene and tranquil surroundings. The Grange offers residential care places, daycare facilities for seniors, convalescent care, rehabilitation services, overnight, weekend and holiday stay, and complimentary therapies. A caring and experienced staff has promised to take good care of you or your loved ones. For more information and bookings, call 465-8020 or 466-5525 or fax your requests to 466-8221.